Nowadays, there is the talk that seiyuu have been trying to stray away from acting in anime and jumping to TV dramas and series, lending their bodies instead of their voice to acting. However, when you take a closer look, there are actually quite a lot of seiyuu that made the inverse jump. They were initially stage actors, TV drama live actors, or musical actors, and now most of them are considered top-tier voice actors. Let's kick off this episode of SEIYUU Lounge. Welcome to SEIYUU Lounge. I am your host Vanessa, and today's topic is male seiyuu who were originally actors. This suggestion was sent by Elle Sherbert, and it reads: I would love to see an episode of seiyuu who eventually got into acting or got acting roles, whether they be small or big roles, or actors who turned to voice acting. So this episode will be all about male seiyuu that were originally actors and now are dazzling everyone with their voice acting skills. What I'm going to talk about in this episode is all about seiyuu that were child actors, stuntmen or stage actors prior to taking a leap to voice acting. Of course, this is not extensive, so if I do not mention a seiyuu that was originally an actor, it's because I don't want this episode to exceed 30 minutes. You're welcome to let everyone know in the comments about other male seiyuu that were originally actors. This is the first episode out of 2 regarding seiyuu originally being actors, and in the next episode, I'll be covering the seiyuu that have been pivoting to acting in movies, TV series and the sort. Now let's kick this episode off, and yes, be ready for child photos of some of the seiyuu I'll be talking about. But first things first. Himawari Gekidan is the home of young talent. Most of the seiyuu I'm going to talk about were or still are represented by Himawari Gekidan, talent agency for young actors in Japan trying to break into TV dramas and series. Over the decades, the agency nurtured some of the biggest talents that we now have in the voice acting industry. And most of them continue to be actors in parallel, something that is commendable. The biggest talents that made the jump from acting to voice acting. First off, we have Muirino, the voice actor that whenever he chooses a project, you know that you will, for sure, end up crying by the end of it all. Muirino is a perfect example of a voice actor that started his career as an actor in Japanese TV dramas, when he was signed to Himawari Gekidan. And then he joined the voice acting industry, continued to focus on musical and stage acting, with the occasional role in TV anime, and is good at everything. Despite kicking off his career as a voice actor in 1996, it wasn't until 2002 that he'd start having consistent work in voice acting. However, in 1999, young Irino was already appearing in the Ultraman Tiga, Ultraman Dyna, and Ultraman Gaia Great Battle in the Super Dimension live-action series. Known for being an actor that focuses a lot on making his emotions believable and has a voice that will make you stop everything you're doing, Muirino is more active in everything live acting than in anime, narration, or games. As of late, aside from very specific anime projects, Irino has been drifting away from voice acting and fully embracing musical acting. Most recently, he got roles in the TV dramas Ogawa drama Tokugawa Ieyasu in 2021 and as the protagonist in the horror series Magabanashi in the same year. Ryohei Kimura, also a Himawari Gekidan talent since his debut in TV dramas in the early 90s, Ryohei Kimura is one of those actors that started his career in acting, but since making his debut as a voice actor, he never looked back to live acting. The multi-talented voice actor kicked off his career as an actor when he was 10 years old in the TV drama My Town V in 1994. He went on to appear on 6 more TV dramas until 2004, when he decided to fully focus on voice acting, something he had started almost in parallel with his acting career. His first role in anime was in 1996, but it was only after 2004 that Kimura started to establish himself as a top-tier voice actor. In 2018, Kimura made an exception to his voice acting career and took a step back to live acting in the 2-part short film Riksha, starred by SEIYUU and actor Tomokazu Seki and directed by Yuichi Abe from the Ultraman and Prince of Tennis live-action movies. Ryohei Kimura is a fantastic voice actor that can really embody the craziest of characters and make them strangely likable. He's a master at voicing characters in games and is quite the versatile singer. What ends up being forgotten is his background in live acting that makes it so that anything that involves using his body and being more physical in his voice is always way too easy for him to do. While live acting seems to be something Kimura is not focused on, do know that he does have the talent and comfort if he ever wants to take a step back to it. Mamuru Mianu. Out of all the seiyuu that were originally actors and are still actors, Mamuru Mianu is the one that stands out the most. The talented voice actor, and pop superstar among seiyuu kicked off his career really early on as part of Himawari Gekidan. 9-year-old Miano made his debut as an actor in 1992 on the tokusatsu TV series Exi Draft. After that, he went on to participate in several TV dramas. Parallel to dramas was Miano's passion for acting in whichever means available, and thus, in 2003, he got his big break in musical acting with a role in the musical adaptation of the Prince of Tennis series. Interestingly enough, from 2008 up until 2018, Miano was away from the small screen and stage, focusing his efforts on voice acting and his solo career as a singer. There were still a couple of special appearances and leading roles in movies directed by close friends. In 2010, he was invited by Daisuke Namikawa in his directorial debut to be the lead actor in the movie Beautiful World. In 2011, Miano joined the cast of Kami Voice, The Voice Makes a Miracle, performing alongside Yuki Kaji in what ended up being a quirky scene. His role was eccentric, teaching seiyuu trainees how to tackle roles that they would usually say that they can't or do not know how to act. In 2018, he resumed his work on TV dramas and started to focus more on theater and musicals, slowly putting aside voice acting as his primary job. His return to TV dramas was in 2018 when Miano was cast in the TV series Yube wa o Tanoshimi deshita ne as Onita, Animate Store Manager. In 2020, Miano joined the cast of the popular Hanzawa Naoki TV drama series as Furuya, an inspector of the Securities and Exchange Surveillance Commission at Japan's Financial Services Agency. When it comes to Miano's acting, do expect him to be extra in all his roles. He does comedy really well, something that is more prominent in his career now that he is older. But he also did drama really well, something he showed early on in his career as a child actor. Toshiyuki Toyonaga. Also a Himawari Gekidan alumni, Toshiyuki Toyonaga kicked off his career as an actor when he was a child. He appeared in TV dramas when he was young, progressed to horror and school dramas in his early teens, and he still occasionally appears on TV dramas, performing as the most varied characters. On the other hand, Toyonaga still lends his talents to theater plays, from the traditional ones to rakugo and even musicals. From early on in his career, Toyonaga showed that he has an impressive emotional range that makes you glued to his performances. His debut role in stage plays was as Rousseau, one of the lead actors in the play Sing for You, Sing for Me, in 1995. His breakthrough role in theater, in this case musical theater, was in the Prince of Tennis musical in 2003. He went on to participate in several iterations of the play until 2006. Toyonaga's debut on the silver screen was in 1997 as part of the supporting cast in the horror mystery movie Gakko no Kwaidan 3. In 2003, Toyonaga joined the cast of the horror or psychological classic starring Tatsuya Fujiwara, Battle Royale 2 Requiem. 3 years later, he joined the cast of the TV series adaptation of the popular manga and anime Nodame Cantabile in 2006. He portrayed Kobayashi, one of the supporting characters in the series. 6 years later, in 2012, Toyonaga was back on TV with a leading role in the horror sci-fi movie Shiga Futari wo Wakatsumade, Part 2, Nannaka. In 2018, Toyonaga joined the cast of Abema TV's original drama, Koi Dake Tenshi. Although live acting or stage acting are side passions of his, doing so between anime recordings, he went on to be one of the most exciting talents on both sides of the entertainment industry, even winning an award of Best Lead Actor at the SEIYUU Awards. Not to mention establishing himself as one of the best singers among SEIYUU, something all recognize whenever his name and singing are mentioned in the same sentence. When it comes to naming a SEIYUU that is equal measures insanely talented as a live actor and voice actor, as well as singer, Toshiyuki Toyonaga is its very definition. Kensho Ono. Kensho Ono has been a voice actor and theater or musical actor in parallel for most of his life. His big break in voice acting was as the voice of Harry Potter in the Harry Potter movies back in 2001, but even if that propelled him to have a successful career as a voice actor and eventually even winning an award as Best Lead Actor at the SEIYUU Awards, he kept his passion for theater well alive, especially when it comes to musical acting, his specialty. His first role in TV dramas was in 1997 in the historical series Shin Hanshi Chitori Monocho. He went on to participate in over 15 different dramas since then, participating in those parallel to his career as voice and musical actor. Like many of the former or even current Himawari Gekida talents that were born in the 80s, Kensho Ono's big break in theater, musical theater, was in 2012 in the second season of the musical The Prince of Tennis. A year later, in 2013, he participated in the stage play Yobunonaka co-starring Shotawoi. In 2018, Ono participated in the two-part short film Riksha, starred by fellow seiyuu and actor Tomokazu Seki and directed by Yuichi Abe. In 2019, he was back to live acting, however in the silver screen as the protagonist in the comedy and romance movie Omaira Zenin Mendokusai. This was his debut as an actor in movies. Yes, up until this year, he had been part of TV dramas and series only. Over the years, Ono has been part of numerous musical and theater plays, showcasing that he not only is insanely skilled in traditional acting, but he also can dazzle everyone with technical performances and acting in musicals. Shoya Chiba. Shoya Chiba had a complicated career in the entertainment industry filled with high and low points, and only recently has been stabilizing as he grows in popularity and renown. Prior to making his debut as a voice actor, Shoya Chiba was a child actor at Sano Production. He made his debut on the small screen with only 6 years old, appearing in TV series for a couple of years until he completely disappeared from the public eye, only to make a debut as a voice actor still as a child. Shoya Chiba made his debut as a live-action actor in 2004 in the TBS drama Daisa Nojiko. Daisa Nojiko spawned several TV drama series, all inspired by the series of police novels of the same name written by Hideo Yokoyama. He went on to have minor roles in TV dramas up until 2008, year in which he stopped acting. It would take 11 years until fans would get to watch Chiba acting again. In 2019, Shoya Chiba was cast as one of the main characters in Kiramune and Wow Wow's original supernatural and mystery drama series, Super Tuner. In 2021, Chiba starred and acted in the music video for Hiroyuki Sawano's Avid song, featured as the ending theme for the military anime 86, in which Shoya Chiba voiced Shin, the series' protagonist. Chiba says that his passion is in voice acting and that he wants to do so for the rest of his life. However, his live acting skills are not to be ignored, as he brings those, especially the comfort on stage, the facial expressions and body movement, to his voice acting, adding a unique life to it. In a career as complicated as Chiba's was early on, with the frequent hiatuses and noticing that nothing was really working as a live actor and as a voice actor, it is good to see that he has stopped to think, hone his skills, and focus on his passion. The results are here for basically everyone to see, As of 2022, he is one of the most exciting voice acting talents active in the seiyuu industry and a promising singer. Toshiki Masuda. Toshiki Masuda started his career as a musical actor while he was actually attending school to become a voice actor. He went on to focus a lot on musical acting early on in his career after his success in the Prince of Tennis musical in 2009, and over the years he has managed to be quite active in musical acting, dazzling everyone with his unique baritone voice and smooth vibrato. In 2011, Masuda starred in his stage play titled Masuda Toshiki, the 20-year-old Etude. The play had its comedic moments but was mostly drama-driven, focused on his character's inner conflicts and how those intertwined with him being a suspect in a criminal investigation. He continued to show his cards as a stage and musical actor in Reverse Historica in 2011 and Nude Mouse in 2012. In 2014, he joined the cast of the live-action movie Chikyu Senshi Zeroes, an Ultraman-inspired series. Masuda and fellow seiyuu Tetsuya Kakihara played rival roles in this movie. His biggest role in musical acting up until now, 2022, is in Rusted Armors. This was his first musical role in 5 years after a full focus on his voice acting career. He joined the cast of Rusted Armors in 2017 and has reprised his role as one of its lead characters, Oda Nobunaga, in the 2019 follow-up to this play. In 2017, he joined the cast of Bokukoi, a project promoted by Abema TV and Wow Wow that featured several seiyuu acting in completely different media. He was announced as the lead actor for this series, being present in all storylines. According to Masuda, in an interview given for the behind-the-scenes portion of the series, he had never acted before in a live-action series and was incredibly nervous about it. In 2021, Masuda appeared in a guest role in the TV drama Seiyuu Tantei, acting as himself. A year later, in 2022, Masuda joined the supporting cast of the Japanese TV romance drama Patissier-san to Ojo-san. Contrary to many of the seiyuu mentioned in this episode, Masuda instantly stood out for his believable acting style when he took the stage in Prince of Tennis, having no prior experience in musical acting. Masuda is well known as a perfectionist and intends to embody the characters he performs as in a way that leaves a mark. This is not Masuda on stage. It is the character he is portraying. It is quite impressive how there are no quirks of his or anything there that gives away it is him, of course, besides his looks. Although this is but a snippet of the seiyuu that started their careers in live acting, traditional theater, TV dramas and/or musicals, it is still a good representation of the talents that have come from that side of the entertainment industry, pivoting to voice acting. Many of these seiyuu were or still are good live actors, but they are also stellar voice actors. Some of those even ended up being awarded for their skills in this field. Now tell me, did you know any of these seiyuu were originally actors? Let me know in the comments below, and remember, leave your comments as complex or as simple as they may be, and you can be featured on upcoming episodes of SEIYUU Lounge. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed this episode and don't want to miss the THTFHQ's weekly male seiyuu and music related content. I'll return next week with another episode of SEIYUU Lounge. Thank you for listening and see you guys around.